Tiffany Haddish spoke about the loss of comedian Bob Saget during an interview with Extra that was published on Friday. During the sit-down, the 42-year-old performer spoke about how she initially met the late actor during her earlier years and how he was one of her constant sources of encouragement and inspiration. The Full House actor passed this past Sunday in a hotel room in Orlando, Florida at the age of 65, and authorities are still determining a cause of death. Haddish began by noting that, although things were going well for her professionally, she was saddened by Saget's passing. "My career is blowing things out of the water, my life, because I'm a human. It feels like it's in shambles, but it's not. I'm just sad because I've had some losses," she said. She went on to speak about her first time meeting the late performer, which occurred when she was developing her stand-up act. "My first memory of him is when he came into the comedy camp and I got on stage and to tell some of my jokes," she recalled. Haddish then noted that, although Saget was supportive of her, he was also committed to making sure that she understood the finer points of performing. He goes, "Good, that's good. Now keep the time. Like, stick to time. I was going over the time. I wanted to tell my whole story," she said. The Bad Trip actress also shared a shot of herself spending time with the performer on an episode of Friday Night Vibes to her Instagram account on Monday. She wrote a short message in her post's caption to memorialize Saget, which began with, "At Bob Saget, I am going to miss you so much." Haddish then illustrated how important the late comedian was to her development as a performer and comic. "You have brought so much joy to this planet. You were one of my first great teachers. You always made me feel safe and worthy. You always made me laugh," she wrote. The Card Counter cast member concluded her message by writing, "Now you make God and all the angels laugh. I love you forever." Haddish also included a video of the two spending time together on Friday Night Vibes, and they spoke about a time when another comic was pushing her to change up her act. She told Saget that, at the time, he came right up and said, "Don't you listen to that mother F." The late comic appeared to be happy that the actress took his advice and told her, "You've got to follow your voice." He then recalled, "One of the first things you said to me is I want to be like Richard Pryor. I said, well, okay, this minus some of the drugs, but you had it in your heart." Saget made a point of telling Haddish that she had the fire in you from the beginning. "You can't learn that." The interview's release came just hours after it was revealed that the actress had been arrested on suspicion of driving under the influence by Peachtree City, Georgia police officers in the early hours of Friday morning. According to TMZ, law enforcement officials were responding to a call about a driver who had fallen asleep at the wheel. The police later booked her on suspicion of both driving under the influence and improper stopping on a roadway, and they also believed that she had smoked marijuana prior to driving. Haddish only remained in custody for a few hours, and posted $1,666 to bond out of jail at 6:30 in the morning.